these other things. So let me know, where is everyone at when it comes to, yeah, just simply making money as a whole? Are you in a position where today you're a guest and it's your first time listening to any of this information? Just drop a number 1 if you're a guest. This is your first time listening to any information like this. I remember the same experience a couple of years ago, so it's all right. And drop a number 2 if you've already been involved in the crypto space, you're looking to find out more. And drop a number 3 if you're already making money from crypto, from NFTs, and you already know, what's about to happen next. Let's see in the chat where everyone is at. So number 1, if you're a guest, this is your first time hearing about everything. Number 2, you're already working with us and you've already started to make progress. And then number 3, if you've been making money with crypto for a while, you're trading, or you're even just already making money when it comes to just NFTs overall. Let me know. Okay, it seems like we're seeing a lot of 1s and 2s. Okay, that's all right. So the reason why I'm asking is just for me to understand how advanced, how we should break down the information today. But for everyone that's here, my name is Daniel Agboola. I've actually been a part of this platform for over 3.5 years. And I partnered with this platform because 4 years ago, I was in my first year of university. And I remember that year of university, it was, let's just say it was tough. I remember getting student loan for the first time. I got very excited when that money came in, started spending it to the point where I went to my bank. And I remember looking at my balance, thinking there's a lot of money there, multiple 4 figures. I looked a little bit closer and there was this small minus sign in front of the, in front of all of the money that was there. And at that point, I knew that there was an issue, there was a problem. And my overdraft was just I was just deep into it at that point. Now, the point that I got to at that and in that season was, okay, how can I actually get out of this? How can I actually start to make money? And that's when I came across trading. I found a friend on Instagram, a family friend, the cousins that aren't really like blood cousins, the ones that we all have. Naturally, I messaged them and they told me about this space of trading. Now, when they told me about the space of trading, the reality was that I didn't really know anything about it. I was looking at it and it was very foreign to me. So if you're looking at trading, if you're looking at investing and you think it's scary, it's okay. I just want to say this, and if you got a notepad and pen, this is something to write down, because when I understood this about investing and about trading, about anything when it came to money, it really changed my mindset. It said you can only invest up until the level that you understand. So if someone has £10,000 and they don't understand something, what we do is we only invest maybe 500, maybe 1,000, maybe 2,000. When we understand it a little bit more, maybe we start to, stretch it a little bit, maybe 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, and even going further, when we understand it very, very in depth, we might look a little bit risky, depending on your risk appetite, at about maybe 8,000 plus. Now, whatever the amount, the thing that we have to understand is we only invest up until our level of understanding. Now, the reason why I say this is because for me, my understanding with crypto was 0. So I came in, negative bank account, and not in a very good position in terms of money, working part-time. So it was like, how can we actually make money with this? Now, my role today isn't to speak about my story or to break things down for everyone in regards to who I am and what I've been doing for the past 4 years. My focus is to let you all know information and education when it comes to cryptocurrency and NFTs. In specific, we're focusing majority on NFTs today, I believe. So let's get into it. How's everyone feeling? Drop a number 8 in the chat if you're ready for us to speak about these NFTs, speaking about how there's 16-year-olds that are making tens of thousands of dollars from selling pictures of little JPEG pictures online. For us to speak about this new income stream that's being created from people literally just going online and just selling things and buying it cheap. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of 8s. Okay, amazing. I'm excited. So what we're gonna do is let's break this down. I want to know how everyone learns on this call. Before we get into a lot of detail, let me know, how is it that everyone learns? If you're are you more of a visual learner, a tactical learner, or practical learner, or maybe an auditory learner? So if you're visual, so you learn via seeing, just let me know. If you're more like, practical, so you learn via application, just drop a, practical in the chat. And if you're more auditory, so you learn by just listening, then let me know. Some people will be all 3. Others, it may just be one in particular that's the most. So let us know in the chat so we know how to break this information down. We're seeing all of the above. Amazing. Let me know how for everyone else. Practical, visual, auditory. So we can actually break this down. Because I want to make sure that everything makes sense for everyone here today. Okay, visual, practical. A lot of people are visual, practical. Okay, perfect. So what I'm going to do is, rather than just speaking, I'm going to see if I can get some visual aid up and break a few things down for everyone on this call. And then, we can run it from there. Now, let's speak about NFTs. Now, NFTs is a space that a lot of people have been hearing about. Maybe we've seen it on Instagram, and we're wondering, how are people making money off of these pictures? Pictures that, in my opinion, that personally, some of us can draw. And it is kind of scary to think that there are this many ways of making money today. So let me see if I can get this. There we go. Amazing. Now, this is an introduction to NFTs. I want to actually break it down with every single person on the call today to show you exactly how it all works. Now, NFTs are essentially non-fungible tokens. So when I said the word non-fungible tokens, the first thing that I thought was, what does fungible actually mean? Now, fungible simply means replaceable or identical to another item. So you can replace it by something that's essentially identical and similar in value. So you also have something called non-fungible. Non-fungible is when something is unique and it's irreplaceable. Now, for people that are looking at different ways of making money, for a long time in this world, when it comes to money, it's very scary for us to think of money no longer being tangible. If you look at whatever our beliefs are, we can always see that there's always a shift when it goes from tangible to intangible, and that's very difficult for us as humans, right? That's always very difficult for humans. When it comes to money, it's the same thing. We're from tangible to intangible. When it comes to spending time with family, it went from tangible to intangible. You can see what Corona did for a lot of people. Now, it's very difficult for humans to adjust to this and for us to understand this. So what I want to do is I want to help you bridge the gap of what it means when we talk about tangible assets and intangible assets, and then break down what we speak about when we say fungible versus non-fungible. So I've got this diagram here on the right. Now, on the right, what we can see on the top right is we can see that we've got tangible and fungible assets. Let's think about money. In the UK right now, where I am, if I have £100, let's say I have two £50 notes, that's £100. I can exchange them for what? Maybe 10 £10 notes. That still adds up to 100, which means it's the same value and they're basically identical. So it's replaceable. That means it's fungible. Think about gold. If you have 24 ounces of gold and then you have, let's say, small balls, each of them weighing 1 ounce, and then you have a 24-ounce bar of gold, what can you do? You can swap them because they're fungible. Again, you can do the same with oil. You can do the same with wood. You can do the same with gas. These are physical assets, tangible assets that are fungible. Now, let's think about tangible assets that are non-fungible. The easiest way to think about it is think about maybe a car. Can you imagine going to your friend or maybe a family member and saying, you know what, let's divide this car in half. So you actually get a knife, you cut the car in half, and then you're like, you take this half, and then I'll take this half. Is the car still the same amount of value? No. If you exchanged it for like the same car, is it still the same amount of value? No, because one might be scratched, one might not be scratched. Now, each of these things is why, it's non-fungible, but it's a tangible object. It's a physical object. And same thing with art. Let's say the Mona Lisa. If someone took the Mona Lisa, they cut it down the middle, let's split it down 4 ways. It's not the same amount of value. So this is what we're understanding. Now let's look at intangible assets, the exact same thing. Let's look at things that we actually can't see. So intangible assets that are fungible, intangible assets. So whenever I say fungible, just think can be broken down into smaller pieces. Bitcoin, a whole Bitcoin is right now, I believe, $55,000. And that may be scary for people, but you can actually buy $1,000 of Bitcoin. You can buy $10 of Bitcoin. You can buy £1 of Bitcoin. You can buy whatever amount. It's fungible. And you can exchange it for the same amount. Now, then you also have Ethereum, right? Ethereum, same thing. It's cryptocurrency. It's not physically there, but it can still be exchanged for something in the same amount of value. Again, fungible currency. So now let's talk about this bottom left corner. Non-fungible intangible assets. These are assets that we cannot touch, but still do what? They still hold value. Think about, I'm not sure if does anyone know about Google? If you, all of us know about Google, right? So if you know Google, I want you to look on the internet. There's a story where I believe somewhere in Europe, I think it was in Germany, what actually happened was the domain google.com, I think in Germany is google.de. What happened is Google forgot to actually renew and actually get that domain again. Now, what happened is someone noticed that and bought the domain straight away. So that now they had, imagine someone buying google.com. What do Google have to do? They have to, it doesn't matter the amount the person says, Google has to pay for it. Google.e for, the German countries, someone bought that, but that's an asset. Even though it's a domain, even though we can't physically see it, it was still an asset. So when I started to understand this, I was thinking, okay, what other types of assets are there that we can't see, but there's only one unique version of it? copyrights, trademarks. It's the same example. Now, let's speak about crypto kitties. Now let's get into the NFTs. NFTs are simply non-fungible tokens. Tokens, digital things, maybe pictures, maybe videos, all of these different things that can't be broken down into smaller pieces. Again, now a good example, a lot of people say that NFTs are the next level of asset ownership, but I'm going to show you some examples of popular NFTs that we're speaking about today. Now, with these NFTs that we hear about, we can see some on the screen. You got CryptoPunks, you got Cyberkongs, you got MeBits, you got Bored Ape Yacht Club. Each of these are different collections of NFTs. Now, for everyone that's on the call, they're probably looking at what kind of value can something like this hold. When I personally looked into crypto, and when I looked into NFTs, I was looking at this thinking, I could probably draw that. I could make that on Paint. And if anyone's using Windows, Microsoft, you know the Paint app. I can do that. I know 100% that I can draw that on Paint. I can do the same with this, the same with this.
Hold on, but Fred, hold on.
Maybe not this one, but what I was seeing is that all of these are worth, a lot of money. And when I say a lot of money, we're going to go into it. But when I say each of these are worth minimums of tens of thousands of dollars, every single one that I'm showing you right now. Now, these aren't ones I particularly own, but these are just examples of NFTs, and I'm going to get into them in more detail. But let me know in the chat. I'm just going to break it down. Before I ask this question, NFTs are simply pictures, media, any digital, anything that's digital that has been attached to something called the blockchain. So the blockchain is the infrastructure that makes cryptocurrency possible. The same thing that makes NFTs possible. Now, I'll explain that in a little bit more detail, but just drop a number 2 in the chat if so far things are making sense in regards to NFTs. Assets that can't be broken down into smaller pieces, they're unique, they're irreplaceable, and they're digital. Non-fungible tokens, NFTs. Let me know, drop a number. Yeah, let me see in the chat. I just want to confirm before we go any further. Let me know. You can drop a number 8 or number 2, whichever one. Just let us know before we go. Okay, we got some 2s in the chat. Amazing. Drop a number 3 if it's not making sense so far. That's all good. You can ask questions. I just want to make sure that everything's making sense. Okay, amazing. Well, it seems like everything's making sense to everyone. So let's move forward. Now let's speak about the benefits of NFTs to the owner. Now, when I speak about the benefits of NFTs, this is going to help you understand the value. Remember, I said we cannot invest into anything that we don't understand the value of. Now, I'll say this as a disclaimer, and I'm just going to say this how it is. This is not financial advice. I'm not advising anyone to, buy particular NFTs. I want you to understand that the NFT industry itself is risky. But remember, risk is negated by understanding. It's risky for us to get on a plane, but we understand and we trust the pilot that's actually flying the plane. It's risky for us to get into a car. It's risky for us to cross the road, but we have an understanding of the information that makes it risky and makes it not as risky. So what we're doing is this education that we're going through, this is a brief insight. It's impossible for me to teach you everything about NFTs within an hour, but this is a brief insight into the space of NFTs, and even we can speak a little bit about how that relates to crypto. Now, a good way to break it down is prestige. These pictures that I was just speaking about, some of them worth millions, literally. Some of them worth millions, some of them worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, some worth tens of thousands of dollars. What does it mean when you go to someone's house? I want you to imagine one of your wealthiest friends. And when you go to their house, and when you walk outside their house and you see a car and then you see that emblem of the Rolls Royce, what does that symbol to you? It symbols that they're of a particular status, they're of a particular level, because the Rolls Royces are only available to specific people. For the ladies on the call, how many of us know about Birkin bags? I know. If you know about the Birkin bags, you know that, if you're carrying a Birkin bag, it's a certain level that you're operating at. And there's a certain amount of money that you have in order to have that Birkin bag. Same with, maybe Chanel, LV. I'm not going to get into all the brands, but you know what I mean? Like, again, it's a certain level of prestige. We live in a world today where people want to wear what they have where people can see it. So a lot of people, they look at NFTs and why would someone want this? How many people are even going to see this? But I would argue the reverse, that more people will see a digital asset rather than a physical one. Think about how many people see that we have the Birkin bag versus if it was our profile picture on our page. How many people see that you have a Lamborghini versus if it was a profile picture, but it was actually ownership and showed immediately that you owned it versus you just taking a picture next to a Lamborghini. Again, prestige. Now, prestigious, this is naturally what we lived in this world that we live in for a long time, especially in my culture. People, we love to be the Oga, the top one, the best person there. We love to be the one that everyone knows this is the person that's there, right? And it's okay. It's just how it is. It's prestige. It's the same thing with the NFTs. A certain level, a certain type of person can afford to spend $100,000, $1 million on a picture. That's literally what it is. So again, with NFTs, other benefits to the owner includes buying and reselling to create profit. This is something that, we're going to be breaking down, or we have boot camps that are breaking this down currently, that we actually have exclusive access to. Those of you that are working with us already, blue chip NFTs, basically NFTs that don't fluctuate in value, that are at a specific standard. It's almost like thinking about gold. Gold is what you'd call a blue chip asset, for example, because you know that overall, even if gold's value goes down, it's not going to go down crazy. It's overall still going to be valuable because it's a standard. That's why they had the gold standard. Now, obviously, it also allows you to build more crypto. Now, going forward, what I want to do is I want to speak about what these NFTs can actually contribute to. Let's speak about the world. Now, if I was listening to this today, I would currently be thinking, Daniel, this is a lot of information. Take a step back. Let's break a few things down. So let's consolidate what we've gone through so far. We've understood that NFTs are digital pieces, music, tweets, literally, you can be so many different things, pictures that people have created on the blockchain, right? And they've actually digitized and connected to the blockchain that people can actually have that are unique and irreplaceable. That's what we've understood so far. We've understood the different benefits and why it is that people want to own these NFTs. Why is that people want to buy these NFTs? But let's speak about what it can contribute to, because me as a university student, it didn't make sense to me 3 years ago, university student, however long, it didn't make sense to me that people were earning. Could you repeat what NFTs are? NFTs are simply digital assets, right? Digital assets that are built on the blockchain. So they can be, let's say, for example, they can be, pictures, they can be music, so literally a song, albums. There's so many different things it can be. It can be a tweet, right? The first tweet, Jack Dorsey, I believe the creator of, or the CEO of Twitter, he's actually someone that sold the first ever tweet for over 3.2 million. Well, I'll show you on Instagram or on Google later. But he sold the first tweet because it's a moment of history. People wanted it. So again, that's what NFTs are. Now, that's all good. Now let's speak about the industries that it can actually contribute to. Now, for me, when I was younger, I was personally someone that loved gaming. I'll be honest, I could sit there Saturday, 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. I could be on the what was it then? PlayStation, right? PlayStation, just literally PlayStation 2 going on all day. Xbox 360, I was there. And for a long time, my mom told me that, gaming won't make money. And there's nothing wrong because she was right at the time. But then now they have esports, and I see people with esports that are literally making millions of pounds. They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars. There are people on YouTube, they're gaming. NFTs can contribute to this industry. What do I mean by that? The key thing that we said before, if anyone's taking notes, just write down this. Next level of asset ownership. I'm going to type it in the chat. I really want everyone to understand this. The next level of asset ownership. Now, regardless of, I believe that we were speaking about generations before. I want everyone to understand that this is influencing everyone. There are designer brands that are involved in NFTs. There's Visa that's involved in NFTs, literally the payment company that we use for cards. There's Microsoft that's involved in NFTs. We're seeing designer brands. I believe Chanel is involved in NFTs. Dolce & Gabbana made over millions of dollars from NFTs. Celebrities that are involved in NFTs. Let me show you. Gaming. Now with gaming, sometimes you can actually create an avatar, and when you create that avatar, what you do is you spend so much time building up that avatar, building them up. Now, for anyone that doesn't game, what is an avatar? Simply the digital character that you are when you're playing the game. So you level up that character, you invest loads of time, and you make that character so powerful. What you can do with NFTs is you can turn that same character into an NFT and then sell it. There are people that in gaming, people are buying land, digital land. I'm not joking, digital land when it comes to gaming. And this is actually going for real money. Gaming, NFTs is such a big space. Luxury item ownership. Now, we all maybe know a friend or seen a friend before that's got a luxury item, and we're not really sure if it's fake or if it's real. Now, Chanel, whatever it may be, Dolce & Gabbana, right? What we're seeing is luxury item ownership. They can create an image that says, this is the real version. For anyone that loves watches, if you're a watch person and you look at vintage watches, you'll notice that with vintage watches, it's very easy for someone to sell and say, this is vintage, even though it's a fake. So what are vintage watch companies doing now? What are companies like Rolex doing now is they have these images where they say, okay, this is the real version. And then that image, because it's on the blockchain, because there's only one, it's unique, it's irreplaceable, and it shows that it's only been created by Rolex, for example, they give them out to only the people that have actually bought them. So instead of a receipt, you get an NFT. And now what happens, because it's digital, you can prove that it's the real authentic thing every single time. Art, music, media, for anyone that wanted to be creative before, or maybe you are creative right now. Maybe you wanted to go into art, or you wanted to be a musician and you wanted to actually just get into videography or whatever it may be. NFTs is something that helps that space. Think about how many artists release their art on social media just for someone to screenshot it and then say it was theirs, when you are the original owner. Or even when you release music and then people put it on songs or put it on videos and it's really yours. Now, the whole point of NFTs is, remember, there's only one unique version. People are creating businesses based off of NFTs and they are funding their own businesses. Imagine it like this. Imagine you have an idea. And with this idea, you believe that it's going to be powerful. So you partner up with a few other influential people and then you release an NFT, but then you give benefits to the owner of the NFT, a potential income stream. You give them crypto, for example. Every single sale that happens, you give them a certain amount of the percentage, maybe 5%. This is what we call royalties. For a lot of my community personally, and a lot of like just people that I've connected to before, we didn't really know about the concept of passive income in this way. We were never taught about it. When we think of generational wealth meant a degree and getting a good job, and then being able to show your family members after that how to get a good job. But now we're talking about leaving assets behind, right? So leaving actual assets behind. And this is why business funding, NFTs, is so powerful, because now with that vision, you can say, okay, let's create this business, and then people actually buy the NFT. Imagine you sell the NFT for, let's say $1,000 or $100 per, let's say $500 per NFT, and you sell 10,000. What happens? That's enough. That's a lot of money for your business. People are using these NFTs as new business models, sports collections. Now, I don't want to get into so much and just overload everyone with information, but understand that NFTs is really going far. This space is literally just scratching the surface. It's not just about pictures that people can buy and resell. It's about gaming. It's about luxury items. It's about artists and musicians being able to own their work, having full access to the rights of their work without a massive company. And even for businesses, entrepreneurs, people that want to fund their businesses, NFTs. It's a real way that people are doing this. So one thing that I'm going to go on before we kind of speak about NFTs and getting it into crypto is I want to speak about, what do you need to actually purchase NFTs? Now, you need a wallet, so a crypto wallet. And we're going to speak more about crypto in a second. You need a marketplace and you need an open mind. Now, let's start with open mind. Let's go in the reverse. The reason why you need an open mind first is because I need to stop sharing my screen to say this. Family and everyone on the call, please understand this. Just because we don't find something valuable doesn't mean that someone else doesn't find it valuable. This is the thing. Just because we look at a picture and think that that's worthless, that's ugly, that's not nice, doesn't mean someone else doesn't find it beautiful. Someone else doesn't find it worth it. Value for a very long time in our lives has always been very subjective. The art world, very subjective. There are pieces of art that look like someone sneezed and they can sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions. In fact, it's very subjective. Now, this is why I say NFTs is about an open mind. But again, I say that it is risky, but it's about understanding. It's about building your understanding. Now, let's what I want you to see is that open mind, that understanding that what you find valuable what you find not valuable may not be valuable to others, or may be valuable to others. This is the key thing that you need to understand to purchase NFTs. Now, you also need a marketplace. This is where you're going to be buying and selling them. And then also you need a wallet in order to facilitate the transactions. Now, what I'm going to do is I want to break down and I want to give you some examples of people that have made and used NFTs to make a ridiculous amount of money. Also, I'm going to show you some NFTs. And then, we're going to get into it. Now, I'm going to show you some marketplaces where if you're whatever age, these are marketplaces that you can start on. Now, the easiest one to start on is VV. It's just an app that you can download. If you've watched any Marvel films, if you've watched, just in general, yeah, if you've watched Marvel films or you've watched anything, just comics and stuff like that, then yeah, VV is a good app to start with. Now, you don't need to be watching all of these to understand which ones are going to be valuable. We're going to have some calls in the near future that are going to show you through that either way. But VV is an amazing one, especially for anyone that does watch Marvel. OpenSea is another one that people are looking at for Ethereum NFTs, and Solana is one for Solana. Now, what I want everyone to understand is NFTs are built on different blockchains. And what does that mean? It essentially means that if an NFT is built on Ethereum, right? If an NFT is built on Ethereum, then that means that you're going to need a wallet that actually holds Ethereum. A good way to think about, let me break that down better for everyone. Okay, if you're in the UK, you have pounds, right? So if you're going to buy something at a store in the UK, you're going to use pounds. If you're going to buy something at a store in maybe Europe, you're going to use euros. If you're going to buy something at a store in the US, you're going to use dollars. So it's the same concept when it comes to these different marketplaces, that you can think of them as different countries, right? So VV, you're going to use a specific type of currency, OMI or the gems, which are on the VV app. OpenSea is another type of currency. This is America with the US dollar, but rather than the US dollar, it's Ethereum. This is Solana with, let's say, for example, the euro, but rather than the euro, it's Solana. It's the cryptocurrency. This is why this whole space links together. So there's so many different markets to buy it on, but one thing that I want everyone to understand is there is so much, so much to learn in this space. We can go into what makes it valuable another time, but one thing that I want to just kind of wrap up the NFT section of this with is the bootcamp, because I've spoken about this a lot, but the truth is I learned this information from individuals that are making a hell of a lot more money than myself. And when I say a hell of a lot, I mean 9 figures. Like these individuals here, Zachary, Jordan, literally Mike, like they have collectively cleared well over 9 figures, I believe, for multiple. And a lot of them, they focus on gaming, because now gaming is a space where people can make money. The same way that people thought about coding as a big space, the next space that our children, our family should go into, gaming is now actually a stream of income for some people. These individuals, they trade, but they also game a lot. So what do? They reinvest and they use their time of gaming. But they're teaching us how to make money from gaming. They're teaching us how to make money from these pictures. They're teaching you how to actually do this. And the truth is, one thing that I learned whilst at university as studying is that a lot of the times in our lives, we're told to take advice from different people. But one thing that I have to understand is that the people that you take advice from are going to be a reflection of the results that you're going to get. The people that you take advice from are going to reflect the results that you're going to get, but also they're going to reflect the type of person that you are in the future. One thing that I had to understand is that if I was taking advice or marriage advice from people that weren't necessarily like, it always knew that would impact, the marriage that I would have in the future. If I was taking maybe financial advice from people that weren't really financially settled, I always knew that would impact the type of finances I have in the future. So if I was taking business advice or learning business from a business teacher that had never actually owned a business, then I knew that, my business would always be theoretical. And the money that I needed wasn't theoretical. It needed to be physical. It needed to be real. And that's how we pay bills, not off of theory, but off of application. So when I saw individuals like Zachary, when I saw these individuals that were breaking it down, that actually had the application, that had actually made money from this, not income money, like not just a small level of income, like multiple millions. Again, past profits don't guarantee future results, just as a disclaimer. But when I saw individuals that had made money from this, and it's like, I'm not even here for multiple millions. I just want to be able to look after family. I just want to be able to provide for the person around me, for the people that, that are coming in the future. And this is what I had to understand. I wanted the people that had the results and the people that could do that. So this NFT bootcamp, well, obviously I'm going to show you how you can get access to it, but it's going to be breaking down each and every single one of these, how to create and trade your own NFTs for more crypto, understanding and identifying utility. One of the biggest things that determines the value of an NFT is utility. So we're going to be teaching you about how to do that. What these individuals will be. Also how to leverage NFTs. If you're a creative, if you're a gamer, you're a musician, they'll be breaking it down and they'll be going into more detail. But before we wrap up on NFTs, let me check in the chat. Everyone, I'm going to show you how to get access to that. We'll show you some examples. Now, I'll give you some examples that relate to cryptocurrency for anyone that's trying to understand cryptocurrency as well. But just drop a number 8 in the chat if everything so far is making sense and you want us to continue, because I don't want to be speaking for I don't want to be speaking for so long if it's not giving value to people. So let me know. Yeah, for everyone, just drop some 8s in the chat if everything's making sense so far. And yeah, you got some value. Okay, amazing. Well, perfect. So what I'm gonna do is, everyone's obviously here, we're understanding quite a bit about NFTs. So in the next 10 minutes, what I'm going to advise is, feel free to type in the questions that you have about crypto or that you have about NFTs. I'm going to show some live examples. And yeah, we're going to be able to get into some extra content. Okay, let me see if I can get this up. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Now, there is a page that I wanted to show you. There we go, this website, non-fungible.com. Someone is asking, can you repeat what NFTs are? Okay, perfect. So NFTs are simply digital assets attached to the blockchain that are unique and irreplaceable. That's it. Unique and irreplaceable. Digital assets attached to the blockchain that are unique and irreplaceable. Now, when I say blockchain, it may seem confusing. You guys can see these same pictures that I was talking about, and you can see the amount of money that I was talking about, their worth now, but we'll come back to that. When I say blockchain, I want to show everyone what it looks like. My focus today is that you go away all understanding things. So let's go, let's run this. Let's let it load. Okay, it's taking a while to load. Let's give it some time. Okay, so what I want everyone to visualize, the best way to break down blockchain, because these images aren't really that useful right now, is I want you to visualize a block. Yeah, this is a good one. Okay, so I want you to visualize a block, and then I want you to visualize block number 2, and then block number 3. Now, the whole point is that each of these blocks are representing a certain amount of data, and they're connected by a chain. Now, that chain is what forms a network, right? That chain is what forms a network. This simply means that block number 1, block number 2, block number 3, they cannot be changed. They cannot be altered. The whole point of blockchain technology is that it's allowing so many new things to happen, right? So many new things, such as, if anyone has watched a film, or you know about cars, you'll see that sometimes when people resell cars, what they do is they go underneath the car and then they try and turn it back to say the mileage is lower than it actually is, so that they can say the car is more valuable, right? Now with blockchain, why is that impossible? Because every time the car drives 1 mile, it's documented on the network. It's documented on the network. It's documented on the network. Now, you can't go back and say, okay, it wasn't there when it was. That's just one application. It also applies to cryptocurrency, because blockchain is what makes cryptocurrency possible. I want everyone to understand this. A lot of people think that NFTs and crypto are the same thing. But think of crypto as Facebook, NFTs as Twitter, but blockchain is social media. It's the whole category that makes all of them possible. Blockchain is the internet. Blockchain is, the whole the infrastructure behind it all. So this is something that's very big to understand. Now, any image that is attached to the blockchain, that is obviously what we're speaking about as an NFT. Any piece of media, you can see examples right here. Now, the top projects in the world, I want you to see right here, you can see Bored Ape Yacht Club. In the last 7 days, there has been over $35 million that has gone through this project across this whole platform. 870 sales. CryptoPunks, 34 million. All-time volume. This means how much people have been buying and selling this. Over $1 billion. And CryptoPunks, let's actually look at CryptoPunks, what they are. I want you to see them. Is obviously, this is a really good website, non-fungible.com. It talks about all the best NFTs based on the Ethereum network. But look, this is what the CryptoPunks look like. These small JPEGs. Tells you a little bit about them. Obviously, 10,000 unique collectible characters with proof of ownership stored on the Ethereum blockchain. What does that mean? 10,000 small pictures, characters with the ownership proven on the Ethereum blockchain. It's literally, the pictures have been attached to the Ethereum blockchain. Now, only a few people have these, only 10,000, but you can't actually buy one outright right now. They actually sell the same places where they sell the Mona Lisa, the same places where they sell pieces from Leonardo da Vinci. They sell these things now. I mean, you can literally check it online. They're selling these alongside these historical historical art pieces. So again, they're only for a certain, caliber of people right now. But if you have this as your profile picture, yes, I can do this, and I can click copy. But what Twitter are working on, what Instagram are working on, is they're working on a way that is verifiable, that it shows this is actually the real version, because it can check it on the blockchain. So now, again, that whole point of having a real Chanel bag versus a fake Chanel bag is coming in. But you can see so many different people. Literally, the most expensive NFT, I think, is 312 Ethereum. Each Ethereum is worth $3,500. So yeah, you can see how much that is in US dollars right now. These are all pictures that are being sold. Right, let's go to this website here, coingecko.com. Now, in terms of actually sourcing out and family, feel free to ask your questions in the chat. I'm going to show you the next thing that I'm about to show you is a lot of value, but it's very, I don't know, like, if are we allowed to give this up for free? Like I said, this is a lot of value. I want to let them know about something, but should we? What do you think?
Bless the people. It's all about impact.
Okay, we'll bless them today. Okay, cool. So what we're gonna do is, a lot of people, you're wondering, okay, how is it that we can get access to that boot camp? How is it that things work? Now, there's an educator, and I'm gonna show you. There's something called GoLive.im. Now, I'm personally someone that I learn more via someone talking me through, doing it in front of me, breaking things down. Now, there's this individual named Curtis Cobain. Now, I know not everybody wants to trade. Not everybody wants to be on their phone, and trading isn't always about being on your phone all the time, as much as that's the misconception. But let me show you. With this Go Live, once you have your username, you have your login that you're going to be getting from the person who invited you later today, or showing you how to get access to that. What you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to access that NFT bootcamp that we were speaking about before. But also, what's going to happen is you're going to have access to educators that are telling you exactly what cryptocurrencies to buy, exactly what cryptocurrencies to get into. Again, not financial advice, but they've done the research and they're going to explain to you how to do it. I want to ask everyone a question, and I want you to think about the answer. How many of us have friends that have taught us, that you played a game with before, but you didn't know how to play the game? And they've taught you how to play the game, but they've only taught you so that you know how to play, but not so that you can beat them. How many of us know one friend like that? They taught us how to play a game, but they didn't teach you so that you can be better than them at that specific game, right? Now, the whole point of why I'm bringing this example up is because when it comes to educating people, a lot of people only teach up until so that you can be good, but not so that you can be better than them. Now, the reason why people love this individual, Curtis Cobain and Crypto Picasso, is because Curtis Cobain teaches you so that you can be better. He shows you so that you can be independent, so that you can look at it for yourself. Now, if you're like me, when I was at university, you didn't really have that much time. Then the reason why I loved Curtis is because he would literally say, okay, I know that some people don't have time. He would give them a list of coins. Say, these are the coins that we're looking at. This is what we're looking at for this month, these next few months. This is what we want to be doing. And you break it down, right? So again, you're able to watch his live sessions. Let's say right now, I think we can see one of the educators that are live. They're breaking down everything you need to know. And the best thing about it was that you could actually ask them questions. You could speak to them. So I was like, okay, that's making sense. But for crypto, to understand what crypto to get into, Curtis Cobain. Now, he told us about a crypto called Luxo. Right? If you want to write this down, it's down to you, not financial advice, but I already told you, Luxo. So Luxo, right? So now we click on Luxo. Now, we told us about this coin a couple months ago, maybe I think over 12 months ago. Today, this coin is worth $25. He told us about this coin. If we go into the chart, we can see, we go into maybe max. Yep, we'll just wait for that to load up. We can see that yep, there we go. So around the time that he was telling us about this coin, it was January. It was like, yeah, more or less January. Let's look. Let me show you guys so that you guys can see, because there's a video on his recordings. NFT 101. Okay, look. So this was on the 27th. Please, everyone look. This is on the 27th of February that he told us about this coin. And he said, look at this coin. Now let's look at the price of this on the 27th of February. 27th of February, it was about $10, right? Now, before that, he'd already spoken about it, so some of us got in earlier. But what you can see is if someone was to buy maybe 100 of those coins when it was $10, okay, let's say they bought 1,000 of those coins when it was $10, right? Yeah. Now, that would mean they have 250 coins. I think that's right. Yeah. No, they have 100 coins. There we go. My maths has been it's been a while. So now, obviously, that's 100 coins. Now with each of those coins, let's say being $25, now 25 times 100 is a good amount of money, but that's passive. Now obviously when it was $1, if someone bought that same $1,000, they invested it into Luxo, then today that same $1,000 would be worth how much? $25,000, simply from letting that money sit there. But the question is, why would you get into Luxo? Why would you buy this coin out of all of the coins there? And again, it's not financial advice to go and buy Luxo now, because you have to remember, we only invest up until our level of understanding. So let's speak about this. Let's break it down. Now let's go into the website of Luxo. Now I'm going to show you. So this is what the website of Luxo looks like. And Luxo is basically a cryptocurrency. So a cryptocurrency is simply a digital asset used to facilitate financial transactions. Let me say that again. A digital asset or digital currency used to facilitate financial transactions using the blockchain technology, the blockchain again. So now Luxo is a cryptocurrency. Now, the whole point of Luxo is that it's luxury NFTs. When I say luxury NFTs, I want to show you the type of people that are involved. Let's go to the about section. Now, this is someone that was very, very instrumental in one of the biggest, the second biggest blockchain or second biggest cryptocurrency known as Ethereum. This individual was actually very, very instrumental in creating it. Now, what happened is he partnered up with Chanel, he partnered up with Nike, he partnered up with individuals in so many different spaces. I believe Hermes is up here as well, somewhere. But he partnered up with all of these luxury companies, and they decided, let's create luxury NFTs. So now, as this NFT space is getting more, look, the president of Europe for Chanel is literally involved in the project. So what does that mean? It means that when Chanel brings out their NFTs, they're going to be using these coins. This is where everything comes together, because you're seeing NFTs, crypto. There's so much literally to be made in this space. If you didn't want to make money by buying the NFTs, you could have bought the crypto. If you didn't want to buy the crypto, you could have traded the crypto. If you didn't want to trade the crypto, you could have bought the NFTs. That's 3 different streams of income completely there just from one thing. And this is what, again, the platform was educating on. So again, there's so many different things to go through. Obviously, for those of you that are looking at, okay, I want to know what coins to get into and break them down for yourself, best thing to do is go to Curtis's live sessions and watch them. Like, as in, so you watch all the priority videos. So you can see priority 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can watch those videos. But what I'm going to do is, again, I don't want to overload everyone with information. I'm going to do a quick summary. I'm waiting for any questions that anyone has in the group. Just feel free to type it to everyone. Yeah, any questions about crypto, NFTs, I've got you. Let's look at some other NFTs in a second. But yeah, and then we'll close out before 8. But we should be good. Now, this is one of the platforms that we spoke about. Let me know. I'm just going to ask one more time to see if everyone's keeping up. I know we've spoken a lot, but is everyone still keeping up so far? Just, yeah, drop a yes in the chat if you are. It's all making sense. You're loving the value. And then, yeah, we're going to, we'll finish up on this one about OpenSea. Okay, I'm seeing yeses. That's great. That's great. So, okay, 555, yes, amazing. So let's talk about this. Now, OpenSea is one of the most known platforms when it comes to NFTs on the Ethereum blockchain. Now, if we go to, let's say, for example, stats, we can see similar to what we saw before, the top NFTs that are performing and the top collections that are there. Now, one thing that I'm going to show everyone is that when you look at NFT, there's something called a floor price. A floor price is, the floor price is the minimum that's actually going for. Let me say that again. The floor price is the minimum that you can actually buy one of these NFTs right now. Now, in the past 7 days, we can see that this is the top performing collection. So if we click on it, we can actually look at what they look like. We can look if we wanted to buy one. Now we can see the floor price is 7 Ethereums. That means that the minimum price that you can buy one of these is 7 Ethereums. Now I know individuals that we work with that literally invested 0.2, 0.5 Ethereums to get some of these. That means they invested about, let's break it down, 3,500 times by 0.2. $700, $1,400. For it now to be 3,500 times by 7 was 24,500. This was within this was within the last this was in the last few days. Like, and this is literally what we're seeing, Metaverse. So there's so many things that are going on here. We're not gonna get into every single one about, I'm breaking down all of them, but you can see that a lot of NFTs that go for a lot I can't break everything down about it, but the best way for you to access the bootcamp that will break everything down about NFT and how to actually find stuff like that, because I believe they spoke about this on their sessions as well, is actually going to be Zachary, Jordan, and Mike. So if we come down to here, once you log in to go live, the educators here are going to be able to break things down for you. So you can watch the recorded sessions. You can see, pardon me, NFT Bootcamp Day 3, Day 2, Day 1, and obviously they have a few more days that they're doing consistently that are coming through. And I want you to remember that you can see that this is a game, right? That's right there. And they're showing people how to make money from these games. Imagine for any guys or women that will watch football, imagine if you had FIFA, the game, and you bought the NFT of Manchester United. In fact, let's not make it personal for anyone. Let's just say an international team. Let's say, for example, PSG. So let's say PSG, or let's say Juventus, whatever, Barcelona. Let's say you bought the NFT of Barcelona, the team, right? Now you buy that NFT. Now, every single time someone uses the game FIFA and they play with Barcelona, you make money. This is the NFTs that people are buying. And this is what's going on. Now, this is obviously, they're breaking it down here for you to get into. So I don't want to go on for too much longer in regards to all of these. Again, when I said people are buying digital land, they've broken it down, sandbox. It's right there. There's so many things to go into, but I don't want to overload everyone with information today. But I know that in a nutshell, we understand that money is changing. The way money is being made has been changing for a very long time. But now, the way that money is being spent is literally changing right in front of our eyes. Contactless to now crypto. We're going from people using pictures to now being able to make money from these pictures. And it's very, very powerful as to what's going to happen next with it. Chanel's getting involved, the bigger companies, Nike is getting involved. Now, the question is, why aren't we? It's now about us educating ourselves, because I knew that for a lot of things, capital was the only, this is what I'm going to close on. I want to show you guys this. This was something that when I understood, it really changed my mindset of how to make money and how to really grow when it came to money. Now, the first thing that I knew was that there was a generational wealth cycle that I didn't know about and that people were making money with. Now, with this platform, I decided to see if I found out quite a few of them, and it was like, this was a method that we've been using. It was about funds. So the initial amount, whether it's £100, if you have £100 and you invest £100, you have to understand it's percentage based. So we can't expect £100 to turn into $1 million overnight. It's the same as a millionaire expecting $1 million to turn into, I don't know, like, $1 trillion. So let's look at this. It's about funds. Now, if it's funds based, what we start with is we start with a certain amount of money. If we want more, then we have to find a way of actually multiplying that. Now, again, not financial advice, but what some people have done is they looked at using MetaTrader 4, a method of trading, to multiply it. Then they withdraw the profits that they make from that. And then when they withdraw the profits, they reinvest it into assets. And then when they reinvest into assets, they buy, they sell, and then they use those assets to create extra funds, extra residual income for them to then do what? For them to reinvest back into their people around them, reinvest back into sending their kids to, maybe a school abroad, private school, whatever it is that you want to do. Maybe just a better school in general. Maybe just allowing an extra holiday every single year. Maybe whatever it may be for every single person, because I know it's different and we can't possibly summarize what it may be. Maybe paying medical bills, because that's part of something that influenced my reason for doing this for family members. But the reason is that we have a cycle now. Today, someone has introduced you to a method of being able to create extra income stream. Whether it makes sense today or, further down the line, it's okay. The question is that you are actually, the fact is, and the most important thing is that you are in a position where you put yourself today to be able to learn information and value that can make you more money. I couldn't imagine if 3-4 years ago, I wasn't receptive to this information that someone told me, because if I wasn't, I would have never been able to tell my family about Ethereum, Bitcoin, and everything else that's going up in the next few months, and that's going to happen in the next few months without this information. But it's not too late. There is so much out there for every single person for you to know and for you to learn about. And this generational wealth cycle is one that a lot of people are personally using to make more income. And yeah, it's obviously, it does involve risk, but sometimes I think I had to learn that sometimes the biggest risk is not actually taking the risk. And when I had to see life like that, I had to understand that if I kept on, if anyone's played, this is the last analogy that we'll probably finish with, but I could live my life as if I was playing Monopoly, but the only thing that I was doing was going around the board when it came to Monopoly and collecting the $200 once. I didn't even try building the real estate. I didn't even try and actually building something that I could give to other people or give to my family members after me. I could just collect that $200 and that's it. Or 200 Monopoly money, but either way. Or I could actually start to take a risk and build something. Now, obviously, depending on your situation, it's okay. This is why we have so many different streams and different ways of you being able to make money. Now, what I'm going to advise is the best thing that you can do today is get in contact with the person that invited you onto this call. Thank them for inviting you onto this call. Thank yourself for staying for the full duration of this call. And even going further, what I want to say is thank your future self for the sustainability, for the consistency that they're about to give from this moment onwards to them being able to do what they're going to be doing in the future. You can visualize what it is that you want them to do, but thank them. Because from today, you actually have a vehicle to take you to wherever you need to get to. Now, something that someone said to me a long time ago that stuck with me to this day, and this is the reason why I decided to leverage this platform, is they said if someone's going down the wrong road, they don't need motivation to speed them up, they need education to turn them around. When it came to NFTs at the start, I needed some education because I lost some money until I decided to actually start looking into the right information. So again, I'm super excited for every single person here. I'm super excited for what's about to happen for every single one of you. I know that maybe this is very foreign to you, but remember, for myself, when someone told me about trading, I think someone said the word Forex for the first time 3 years ago. I thought it was for a French word. I didn't know what was going on. I was just there. And that's okay if you're in a similar position today, but understand that we've recorded this meeting so you can watch it back, but you can also get the guidance you need to be able to make progress. So super excited for you. Feel free to get back in contact with the person who invited you today. Also, you find out more about the NFT bootcamp, how to actually access it, how to break things down. And I'm super excited for every single one of you. So let's make progress. Let's have an amazing last quarter. The whole focus is for this Q4 to be better than all of the quarters so far. These next 3 months to be better than the 9 months that we've actually experienced. And it's possible. It's just about the information that we have access to. So I appreciate you. Look forward to every single one of you winning. Now hand it back over for us to finish. Any questions you have, feel free to ask. And yeah, let's go.
Wow, 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 wow. My note is so full. I told you guys it's going to be awesome today. I told you guys, bro, I don't even know where to begin to thank you so much. Thank you. Everybody, please fire up the emoji again. His name is Daniel. Let's see some D's. Let's see some fire. Let's see some 7. Any number that make you like, if you want to win lots of now, you want to actually play with that number. If it's 5, if it's 7, if it's 1s, please. This is all about impact. That's what I'm talking about. You know, he has already learned this. He doesn't need to share with anyone. And he's not getting anyone. There's no money to be made from him creating this 1 hour time of his, today is Sunday, that he's supposed to be spending it with. He's young. He's supposed to be spending with his family or resting because he works full time. He's an accountant, all right? But he's sharing this information because it's all about impact. Everybody, please, let's celebrate Daniel. Daniel, I just want to say a very, very massive big thank you for all the good work you're doing. You've been impacting lives all over the world, including myself. Anytime I listen to your testimony, I feel like even while you were uni, your first year, you were able to actually impact. You were P5000 rank using the American Forex. So you've impacted, oh my goodness, how many lives? Oh my, and juggling between work, the uni, between training, between mentoring people. You now mentor over nearly 500 people. Oh my goodness. I don't know how you're creating time. I don't really know how you're creating time. But bro, I pray may the oil of God, the anointing of God in your life never run dry. Please, everybody, please, let's celebrate this gentleman. Thank you so much, Daniel. Thank you. I will be on the queue again for round 2. People, if you want round 2, put number 2 on the chart because I have to be on the queue now. Maybe it might be in the next 3 months, in the next 6 months. I don't know if maybe there might be cancellations from his diary. Put number 2 for the second round. Daniel, people want you for the second round. Please, next time on your diary, please put Favoured Group on your diary. We are coming back to you. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you. We love you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, 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 yes. And who has gotten some gems from this call? Who has gotten some gems? What do you want to put down? Do you want to put some 8? Let's go for number 8 now. Really, let's go for number 8. If you have, you got some gems, if you're new and today is your first time joining us, or you are a student already in the academy, please put number 8. Does anybody have any question? I don't know if Daniel is still there for any question. He made it open for any question in any crypto platform or NFTs. Any question at all? Any question at all? Okay. If you have more questions, you can actually pass it through the person that, if you can't ask now, you can take your time. I don't know what is wrong with my PC. It's the internet is low. I don't know if there's any question that was dropped there that I missed. I'm trying to click on the messages, but it's not coming up. All right, okay. Any question? If I miss anything, leaders, please let me know if I miss any question at all from anybody. And if you don't want to type, you can actually unmute yourself and speak. This time it's actually Q&A from any source, any type of question at all. Okay. So if he's the one that, I'm not sure if Daniel is still here because he had a call, he needed to jump off. I'm not sure if he's still here to answer the questions, or one of the leaders can answer the questions. In absence of that, any question at all? Any question, any question? Okay, so this is all about it. Daniel has talked us through the platform where we have to actually need to go and learn this. Remember, we are talking about, he went through the academy. For you to get into the academy, please go back to the person that put you on this call if you are not a member of the academy already. And remember, this is a learning platform. It's not where you can come right now and make money right now. All right. So you'll be taught when to invest, how to invest, when even to sell. And when some people keep investing, they don't know when to sell. And the market goes up and down. When the market is crashing again, they are crying, oh, this is a rip-off, this is a scam. Just because you are not connected to this kind of platform where the educators tell you what to do. You see, like the guy he showed us, Curtis Cobain, oh my goodness, you need to listen to this guy if you haven't. Okay, the way they watched the market, because they watched because they said it repeats itself, what has happened by this time last month or last 2 months, but you have to actually be technically inclined to be able to understand it. That's why this platform is so good. Okay, so I leave it with you for you to go back to the person that invited you on this call, for you to be connected, even if it's just 3 months. Give yourself this gift from now to December. The year has not ended yet. 2021 has not ended. You still have the rest of October, the rest of November, the rest of December. Even if you just to do the boot camp from Curtis Cobain, or from even the Zachary, just to learn about NFTs. If you're a young person on this call, you're a teenager or you're young, just like Daniel. Daniel just graduated from uni a year and a half ago. So he's still very, very young. He's still in his early 20s and he's already imparting lives. All right. So your brain is still very, very young, very, very smart. And you're using it for making calls, watching movies all the time on Netflix. You can use this phone as well to make money. So all the young people on the call, I challenge you, so use your pocket money to invest in yourself. All right. Invest in yourself. Come and learn this, even if it's just for 2 months, for 3 months, for 5 months, 6 months. Empower yourself. Position yourself for the future, because this is where the generation is going. This is where our generation is going. Okay, so I'm really pleading for with everybody, please. Don't say it's not happening, or I'll do it tomorrow, or I'm too busy now. It never ends. Paying bills never ends. There's never a time for you to actually have special money for you to do this. Problem will never end. You just have to actually create time and a mix of everything. It will be an opportunity course of you learning this. For the rest, in the next 3 months, I'm really setting aside time, even if it's just half an hour. Yes, you will require your time. If it's half an hour or once or twice in a week, you can see as well from the what he showed us from the academy platform that is recorded. Even though you miss the live sessions, you can actually watch it recorded. And if you want to ask educators questions that you just want, something is really, you can't really figure it out, you jump on the live sessions, and the timetable are different. You can see all the educators there. There are over 250 of them. Okay, there has to be one person, one of them that their timetable matches with yours. If you want to, maybe like you have time at morning hours or nighttime or weekends, especially digital currency in the platform, they even open weekend as well, Saturday and Sunday, you can trade anytime. All right, so I'm just going to beg everybody, please, knowledge is power. All right, let's keep plugging into things like this and say thank you to anyone that actually brought you on this call. I don't know if I should go ahead and ask anybody that wants to actually get started now and just type ready on the call.